Joe Vila here. Friday morning, getting the show on the road, looking at all of the chaos going on. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. My God, we've got Carvana down here, the landscape crews down here, other contractors down here. And this is a freaking busy road over here, which makes things a little bit sketch. It's crazy because the last job that we did on this road, I watched a car accident take place literally right next to my truck. A car was trying to fit down this really, I don't want to say it's a tight or narrow street, but you do have street parking on both sides, and people fly through here. They have no regard whatsoever, and I watched the car get sideswiped right next to my truck. So that sucks. But anyways, hey, good morning, everybody. Shout out to you Friday morning. Hopefully your Friday is going to go better than mine's about to go. But I figured, hey, why not? Let's do the live stream just in case. Just in case. Today's going to be an extremely tough day. I don't know why that is with these jobs that we do. It doesn't seem like the days get easier. It just seems like as we progress in the job, it just goes from tough to tougher to toughest each day that progresses, I guess, until we get to the finish line. But we're on a big exterior job right now. You guys just saw a little bit of the interior job that we're working on. We did like one day of spray in there, and then we had to pull off of that job and start this job. This job, I guess, was the more pressing job. That job was, just fit it in when we can, because we still got to wait for windows to get installed. Kit Kat says, so disappointing this channel has gone woke. What are you talking about, man? Stop trying to trigger me. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning. Rocco said, how about them Patriots, Joe? Yeah, man, I guess I'm a Patriot fan again. Joe the bandwagon. I'm just a gambling guy. Did put a little parlay in last night. I'm a part of a gambling junkies, degenerates Facebook group. And it worried me a little bit because a lot of people were taking the Jets plus 500, taking the Jets money line, taking the point spread, which was 13. What was it? It was 12.5 was the point spread at first. So my dumbass, I put in a 9-leg freaking parlay on this thing. Drake May over 200 yards. Dumbass quarterback for Jets over 100 yards. I put them both to have one passing touchdown. I took the over, which was only 42, and then I took the Patriots to cover the 13 that I had. I had 13. So, anyways, they tied the line, and for whatever reason, now tying the line meant that I lost. I needed them to win by 14. They won by 13 or something like that. I think that's what it was. Maybe they won by 10. I can't remember. I looked at the score first thing this morning. But, yeah, shout out to the Patriots, man. Yeah. Anyways, I wish I could share so much more of this particular job that we've got going on, and you're going to begin to see it in video. Wait till y'all see the video from this one. Man, when I tell you that this one is wild, it really is. And today is going to be, like I said, the toughest day, because now we have to try to reach these unbelievably hard to reach areas. Like how the bleep are we going to do that? Jeremy says, I work way too hard to gamble my money away. Yeah, I mean, I worked my ass off too. I didn't put but $50 on it. I'm not doing no crazy shit. I put two $25 parlays in. If they would have hit, it would have hit for like 1,000, something like that. I'm just trying to, see it come up. The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. It ain't been shining on mine lately, though. Andrew says, went to my local bar last night, $10 in Firelink and won $5.54. So let me tell you the deal with the slots. And shout out to you for hitting that Firelink. Firelink is one of my wife and I's favorite slots. But when you get on the slot machines, this is how I operate when I do the gambling. You get in and you go heavy, hard, fast, just like a prison date. And if it don't hit immediately for you, get out the way. Get out the way, because you're probably going to be chasing the dragon quite a bit. And, usually you get a good sense of how it's going to go for you, whether it's the casino especially. If you start to hit, you start to feel that mojo, you feel it. But if you ain't feeling it, don't be doing it. Dead Dog, what it do, man? Redskin Chris, what it do? Shout out to you, man. Mass One, what's going on, man? Shout out to you. Sorry I missed that email, but you the man. Appreciate you. Mr. B Green, what it do? Shout out to you guys, man. Yeah, like I said, it's Friday. I'm an hour early at the job site just because I had to check on something. And we're going to work all weekend long. You got a lot of college football about to take place this weekend. Ole Miss has to beat Florida. I think we're going to go to the Egg Bowl, which is the week after that. That's going to be Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Oh, no, we're not going to that. We changed our mind. We were going to go to that. But I don't want to go to a hostile environment. I don't know necessarily that I'm built for it. Somebody say the wrong thing to Joe. Now I'm locked up in Mississippi. It would be a career move, I guess, for After Prison Show, but we're 43 for God's sakes, or about to be. Anyways. Oh, you got a Rivers up in Pittsburgh? That's crazy. I figured they had, more locations. I didn't know they had one in Pittsburgh, though. We got another one coming in Norfolk. It'll be opened in 2 years. I won't be here to see it, but they've opened this little small gambling room over there, trying to pull some of that money away from our casino. I really wish I could show y'all my latest toy. Y'all want to see my latest toy? Y'all deserve to see my latest toy for sticking around. Frank the bank says, Kiffin jumping to Florida or what, Joe? He's not going to Florida. He won't do that. If he goes anywhere, he'll go to the freaking Giants. He'll go to the NFL with Jackson Dart. That's the Cinderella story there. I read an interesting post from one of these Ole Miss Facebook pages, because now they all pop up on my timeline. But, Kiffin has not signed an extension at Ole Miss. He hasn't. And they say, hey, he's a Rolling Stone. This man, he don't stay anywhere too long. And in fact, Ole Miss is the longest he's been anywhere. So there is a possibility that he gets up out of Ole Miss and goes elsewhere. If the money's right, the flight's tonight, possibly. But they also say, like, why would you leave? You can have anything that you want. They'll give you any amount of money. The boosters will put any amount of money behind the players. You've got a well-structured organization there at Ole Miss. Why go to a shit show where you got to try to build something? If he does, though, it's probably going to be some kind of, just trying to prove that he could do it type of a thing. I think he's got a great thing where he's at. I don't particularly care if he stays or he goes. I'm interested to see how the story plays out. It doesn't make much of a difference. I think anywhere that he could go is a shit show, though. You go to the Giants, absolute freaking shit show. You go to Florida, same situation. Penn State might be a destination. Yeah, Penn State's probably got a little bit more going on than a Florida does. The athletics director, yeah. I mean, they got a good thing, man. Them boosters, the people that, the alums who dump those millions of dollars into those NIL deals. That's all it's about. How much money y'all got? And Ole Miss got money. I'm not saying that these other schools don't, but they'll spend it. Yeah, I don't think he'll go to freaking Penn State. That's a step down for him. Anywhere he would go would have to be a step up. I think it's all going to depend on how the season plays out. They beat Florida. That should be a lock. Florida's a freaking disaster. However, Florida owns Ole Miss. And last year, Ole Miss was about to go to the playoffs, and it was Florida that stopped them. So this game has really big implications and, a history of tricking some shit up. But then you got the Egg Bowl right after that. They got to go play Mississippi State, and Mississippi State ain't no slouch. And all Mississippi State's going to be trying to do is knock them out of the playoff picture. So who knows? Ohio State, man, shit. I think Ole Miss will have problems with a lot of the schools. Alabama, um, Georgia's already beat them. Ohio State would probably beat them. Redskin Chris says, "Where's the toy?" It's crazy when I'm live streaming. Like I got to be super careful because, anyway, screw it. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Y'all remember that video, if y'all rocked with me over on After Prison Show that I did with Yanni years ago when I first introduced Yanni? You'll probably not know this. If you don't even know that channel, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I introduced this guy who he was a great friend of mine. We ended up having a massive, unbelievable falling out. But when I first introduced him, he had this moped. And I thought it was a cool ass moped. And he was a cool dude before we had the falling out. But anyways, I did this opening segment where he was like hitting the prison pose in front of the moped, and then I had the song playing. It was like, nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Y'all remember that? No one better SWAT Joe. Yeah, you ain't lying about that. All right, let me get a tripod so that I can do this. Where's the tripod at? I don't want to have to move too much. I mean, I got a big ass tripod right there, probably in the back seat. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get out. Let's do some show and tell for the toy. All right. Let me make sure. Where am I at? All right. Good deal. My guys are on the way. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Damn, I don't even know if I want to show you my truck. There's the tripod, though. That's what I need. The little, you know what I mean? The little, what you call it? The TikTok selfie stick. You got to have one of those. If you're a contractor, if you're in construction, I don't give a damn what you do. A part of your tool bag should be a tripod because everybody films everything these days. All right, can I multitask? Can I carry my coffee and the tripod and keep shit chill? All right, hold tight. Sorry you had to look at my jacket. All right, hey, welcome to the party. See if I can do this correctly. All right, let me go ahead and bing. Welcome to the job site. We got the ladders. We got this guy right here, 40 feet. Let me show you something. Let me just show you something. Look at where we got to position the ladder. So the ladder is all the way in the bushes. Okay, we got bushes, we've got trees, we've got this tree, and this freaking sucks. When the 40 foot comes off the truck, the price triples. Somebody actually told me that, and I want to show you what 40 feet actually looks like. Oh, well, this ain't even going to do no justice because we don't even got the ladder all the way up. Tim, shout out to you. You might want to stick around for 1 second. All right, so there's the 40 foot. That's 20 feet up. There's the 3rd story window right there, and then there's the apex. Way up there. Folks, that's more than 40 feet in the air. So we extend this ladder on the first day. I climb up it. I'm huffing and puffing the whole way. And I'm like, yo, man, we are going to need a bigger boat. Because this shit just ain't, this ain't it, Chief. Like, we got so much shit in our way over here. Not to mention the other side. So today, when I tell you it's going to be a tough day, I'm going to show you why in just a second. Hold tight. Hold tight. Look at my jacket. Look at my jacket. Hey, so I did a thing, okay? I did a thing. Y'all want to see what that thing is? And then let's play The Price is Right. Okay, so check this out. Pump staging. You got the wrong one, stick man. Joe don't do no pump staging. Oh, shit. See, this is where I got to be careful at. You got to look at the concrete for a moment. You got to look at the concrete for a moment. All right, y'all ready? You know, Joe don't mess around. Check me out. You ready? Y'all ready? Check this out. Bang, baby. Yeah, you know, My back hurts, and I'm not playing. I'm not playing with these people. And when I tell you, this big son of a bitch right here, this big son of a bitch, I need this thing to reach. Surprise. Yep. And I'm gonna show you what I need it to reach. Yeah, man, you gotta have the right tools for the job. See, we got the harness sitting up there right there. Says, do they deliver that for you? Yeah, on a freaking 18-wheeler they did. Damn right they did. We big time now. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how professional we freaking looked out here. So I want to show you what I need to reach. I have to reach this up here. Now this is a 2-story roof going up to a 3rd-story roof on top of a 12-12 pitch. Okay. Getting up to there, I need to boom. This is a 60-foot lift, by the way. All right, 60 feet. And I was up on this thing yesterday, and my God, she was a swaying. And we didn't even have her out. We didn't even have her out that far. Okay. But I need to get up to there. That's one of my hardest to reach spots. So I'm going to come in through here and hopefully be able to boom over a little bit just to get to that. So that's a really tough spot for us to reach. All right, we can continue to walk. Should I put the tripod up and hit the nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up flex real quick? So you can control this sucker from the ground. Oh man, why's my switch broken? You can control it from the ground and from the top. It's wild. Let's not even talk cost real quick. I can't even tell you how much this costs. Well, I will. This son of a gun is $700 a day, by the way. $700 a day. I got this for the week. I got it for the week. So that one spot that I showed you, and I'm going to show you some more. The neighbors hate this thing out here too, by the way, because all it does is beeps. Beep, beep, beep. $700 a day is how much that costs. That's a major flex right there too, by the way. $2,600 for the week, which is crazy to think, because 700 times 7 is way more than, you know, 2,600. However, the way that it works is once you're renting it for 3 days, let me share some valuable information with you. Whenever you're trying to rent stuff like that, if you're going to get it for 3 days, you're going to spend the same amount of money that you would getting it for a week. That's how it works. Now, I need to share something else with you about that piece of heavy freaking equipment. Let me go back here. I need to show you something. We don't need permits for this. We're not doing anything we would need a permit for. Not that I'm going to show you in video, at least. We're painting a house, for God's sakes. What the fuck I need a permit for? I check this out. Here's our fuel in here, right here. There's our fill line. So they asked me when I rented this, they were like, hey, do you want to be responsible for the fuel? It's going to cost even more if we're responsible for it. I was like, yeah, I got it. What's it take? Diesel. But it's not just any diesel. It's some shit called off-road diesel. You can tell because it's red. I didn't know nothing about this, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Off-road diesel, you can't go buy it. A regular person can't go buy it. You need a business fuel card to be able to buy that shit. So hopefully we don't run out of gas. Red dye diesel, used for heavy equipment type shit. You can use regular diesel in the machine, Joe. It's fine. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, I don't know nothing about diesel. I want to show you this spot though real quick. So we got to come in from right here. Here's a better example of that roof. Now we've worked off of roofs before to try to reach things. However, in this case, we couldn't do so. So there's that. Damn, you're giving me the idea. Just throw a little red dye in the diesel. And I got the insurance on that thing. So I'm covered. $500 in the insurance covers total loss of a $50,000 piece of equipment right there. And we've already been all the way up to the top yesterday. We did a lot of repair work. in here. We replaced so much wood up there. You won't see that video for like 2 days, but yeah, that's what we got going on. Any donations? Because I've already spent $4,000 on a job that was only $7,800. However, keep in mind, it was $7,800 on just the painting work. All of the repair work was a la carte, and we've already done quite a bit of repair work. We're gonna get our money out of this one. But I am super nervous about this. I'm gonna show you some other tricky things here. So I showed you that roof that's gonna be super hard to access. God, I need to hit that. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. I'll do that before the job's over with. My back has been hurting so bad. My back has been hurting so bad. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, you look like you're doing things when you pull up on the job site with this. Yeah, man. We had some other painters riding around yesterday, and painters are the nosiest son of a bitches in the world. So they was all looking at us because, you know, from when you look at a job like this is a $25,000 job. You let somebody else tell you. This is what it is. So let me show you another interesting component to this, which is this side of the property, which is super tight to the next house. Okay. So we got to get to this side of the property, which is going to be very difficult to do. Nothing but dental molding. Real estate Mongo don't care. He knows what it is. He's walked in on me live streaming before. I told him what it is. I told him it's all for freaking, you know, bait. It's all rage bait. Fun stuff. Look at these repairs that have been done before us. Look at that. That ain't us. That's some bullshit. I can't wait to get up there and see what that's hitting on. Damn, my back hurting already. Dental molding around the whole freaking house. Okay. And then another 40-foot section. You can't see it. Oh God, you can't see it. But right there, in between one of those dental moldings, you might see that little thing on the dental block. That is a massive wasp nest. Massive wasp nest. So anyways, what my other fun thing that I get to try to do this morning is I'm gonna ride the freaking lift right up between these two houses as close as I possibly can, and hopefully we're gonna be able to boom up and get this whole side done too. But she's tall, boss. She's tall. So maybe we get to painting today. We did a ton of the repair work around here already. The repair work looks really, really good. And yeah, man, super happy to be on this one. We should see a decent profit off of this, but we are gonna have to work all weekend over here. And the reason is we've got this lift for a week, but it's supposed to rain Tuesday and Wednesday. So yeah, Mike, this is $1 million house. That's what we've been doing lately, is all $1 million homes. I'm in a really prestigious neighborhood. I've had probably 4 other people coming up trying to get work from us. Nobody's called yet, but hopefully soon we will. Hold tight. Do me a favor, sit tight real quick while we're trying to protect things. Uh-oh, who's that? Did I bring my coffee out? I did. I left it at the house. All right. Yeah, Mom, so this is the one that we're working on right now. Yeah. So let me see if I can show you some of the repair work that we've done. All right, here's some repair work. I know this looks crazy right this second, but it kind of is what it is. Once we get it all sealed up with the Bondo, the shit comes out looking quite flawless, actually. We use spray foam to fill in massive gapped areas. And I'm gonna show you what the repair work ends up looking like once we get it done. Just so you can't say, Joe, you suck. It looks like, here's a great example right here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that Bondo finish. Gene's actually doing this, to be honest. You can't even see where the repair was at, right? You can't even see the repair. Comes out looking really good. Yeah. But you got to have a lift out here, because to lug that 40 foot around with the shit that we had to do yesterday, it's too much. It's too damn much. This was way too much repair work. All right, I'll leave the tripod out, grab my coffee, get back in my truck. I got a truck sitting in front of me. Not sure who he is. There's a lot of shit going on out here today, though. For Christ's sakes. So what y'all think, man? What y'all think? Let me also say real quick, please don't think Joe's like feeling himself or any type of ego with this shit, because there is none. We are just happy to be working, and we've had to spend a lot of money on this job. So let me put it in perspective for you. On this job right now, I am probably close to about $4,000 invested in this $7,800 job. But again, that $7,800 was only for painting. All of the repair work was a la carte. So by the time it got said and done, crunching the numbers with a week's worth of labor, I was left with, and this is just for the painting work, I was left with $1,100. The repair work's going to come out to be about $1,500. There's also one other aspect of this job that is diabolical. Not even going to get into that right now. But that's a further down the road aspect. So we'll make some decent money off of this house. Obviously, this stuff should be priced way higher. But hey, man, we just a schmuck in a truck, as they say. And, you know, I'm teeter-tottering and bouncing the idea around of, you know, am I going to start up another business? But it's hard to say, because I don't even know if I'm going to be in Virginia next year. I mean, by January. So maybe I do, though. Maybe I do. Anyways, let me see what you guys are talking about. Lyle says you should feel good for yourself, doing awesome and working hard. I've been dealing with some serious back pain, man. I climbed up that 40-foot ladder the first day. The next video you guys see, you'll see Joe huffing and puffing all the way at the top, talking about, I think we need a bigger boat. My lower back, I don't know what freaking has caused it, but that, like, I've been dealing with nonstop back pain. Nonstop back pain. Oh, yeah, Dead Dog, that's a good point. Don't forget that $10 bonus from the next door neighbor. Like I said, we've had probably 3 other neighbors reach out for work, and nobody's called yet, but who knows? Maybe some work will come of it. Chris says, what's the new business idea? Just this, you know, starting up another business. Not doing apartment work, doing straight residential work. So we'll see. Woo! Travis says, move Gene with you, LOL. I might, man. I got me a decent crew. Don't get me wrong. Gene, you know, got his head up his ass sometimes, but he's a hard-working dude, man. He's a hard-working dude. Plus, he's about to have a $100,000 come up off of that damn car accident he got into. Rooster Nibbles. Car Guy says Harbor Freight has 30% off from November 14th to 16th. Man, Harbor Freight is the jam. I freaking love Harbor Freight. Redskin Chris says it should triple the speed getting to high shit. So that's the one thing that it didn't do. It did not make us any faster yesterday. Now, don't get me wrong. What I showed you on this one side of this house where we got the ladder staged, it took us all day yesterday. Now, don't get me wrong. Some other windows got prepped, but that top shit up there, there was so much repair work that we did, and you'll see it in the video. We had to cut out massive sections of this shit because it was all rotted to shit. I'm just hoping we can reach the other side. And I'm hoping that we can reach that far in area. But here's the thing. When you're up that high on that lift, and mind you, we didn't even have this thing extended all that much. Today, we're going to be at full extension. That son of a bitch be swaying and rocking, and all you feel like is that shit's about to tip over. That's all you feel like. So it's really, it takes a little bit to get your nerve on there to realize, hey, the swaying, it ain't going nowhere. The basket is rated for 1,000-pound weight capacity. However, fully extended, that shit drops by half. Joe's fat ass is about 275 pounds. It's going to be an interesting day for sure. It's going to be an interesting one. Andrew says, I used to step out on the boom lift. I was 100 feet up in the air, man. Hey, you're a better one than me. You're a better one than me. So to put it in perspective, price-wise on this equipment, the equipment obviously is not cheap. To get it delivered, they got to bring an 18-wheeler. It's a great deal. We've got this thing for a week. I want to ride this bitch around the neighborhood and knock on doors. I'm trying to make $10,000 off of this thing this week. Hey, yo, y'all need some Christmas lights installed. Hey, y'all need your chimney cleaned. Y'all want your gutters cleaned. But to put it in perspective, price-wise, you were saying you've been on a 100-foot lift. Well, they sell a 160-foot lift. That son of a bitch is $26,000 a week. $26,000 a week. Crazy shit. I'm trying to get my nerve up, drink as much coffee as I can. That way, I'm super jittery, and I can't tell if it's the coffee or if it's the swaying from the machine. Shane says, we used to set dry wall panels using a boom lift. Dick fully extended. Don't be a... Yeah. The boom does not articulate. The basket goes side to side, up and down, but we don't have an articulating boom, which wouldn't have done us... It wouldn't have done... We need to be able to reach out. We need to be able to reach out. So up and over, I thought was going to be an issue, but the lift already sits up high enough. So, yeah. I want to share with you, too. I learned something renting this. You know, when you go to Home Depot to rent a piece of equipment, because that's where I almost rented this thing from, or I tried to. They'll rent you anything, and they don't give a damn if you know how to use it. They won't even ask you if you know how to use it. They'll just assume you're going to go watch a YouTube video to learn. So when I went and rented this, they were like, hey, do you want a quick refresher course on how to use this? I was like, yeah, sure. You know, it's been a little bit, but I ain't have no freaking clue how to use this thing. And it's a complicated piece of equipment. Starting it is one thing, but then to operate it, you got to hold your foot on the pedal and then make your maneuvers, and some of it you got to pull up on the joystick. It's crazy shit. And if you put your foot on the pedal and it's on the pedal for longer than 3 seconds, it'll reset, so you got to do it over again. Hey, Mr. Moore, you got the Cafe Bustelo Espresso will do the job. Yeah, man, you'll be seeing ghosts out there. Appreciate the dono, man. All we need is 2,600 more to recoup what we've spent on this job thus far. Scarface Taco, what it do? I'll never forget you from the T-Mobile days. Travis says your business name could be All Around Home Care Solutions. I don't know what the business name would be. I wanted it to be... I don't know what I wanted it to be. I haven't even thought that far. I'm just hopeful that today goes well. And then if we can get this job done by Sunday, I've got the lift till Thursday. Yeah, they brought it out here yesterday. So I wonder if I can get them to come pick it up early and get some money taken off of this. After Prison Construction, Lyle. See, that's an interesting name, but nobody will ever hire you for that. You got to think completely away from that. Joe's, what's going on? Happy Friday to you. We were just doing a little bit of show and tell. Joe was flexing. I just bought a new car. You'll have to see the beginning of this stream. It's a pretty nice car. I'm kidding. Yeah, hopefully we get it done today. So, sorry that yesterday's video ended up coming out so late. I really wanted to get that video done. I showcased a lot of the work in that video, like the painting work. And of course, doing so, I knew we were going to have a lot of comments of people saying, you know, whatever. I knew we were going to get some people commenting on the painting aspect of it. But, you know, the one comment that I wasn't anticipating was, and people were actually liking this comment, they said, damn, I don't want to hear that loud-ass machine. I'd rather hear some music playing over it. And I completely dropped the ball in regards to that. I should have had a nice little freaking music montage of the painting work. Probably included just a little bit too much of the work. But then again, people say most of the time all I do is ride around the truck and talk about shit. So I couldn't win for losing. Redskin Chris had the business name right there. It was Never Committed a Felony and Never Been Locked Up Construction Company. Transit, how you doing? Shout out to you. Hey, it's Friday in your world, but it's Monday every day in mine. Cyanide Cookies, what it do? J&G contract. And see, I like a name like that. A something and something just sounds good. Michael, what it do, man? Shout out to you. A long time. Appreciate you swinging through here. We're getting ready to get the day started on some high in the sky type of stuff. Mike says it kills me how people bitch about how you do your videos. Tell them to kick rocks. I had a dude comment on the video yesterday. He said, you cut your price by half. Have a freaking backbone. And as much as I understood where he was coming from with that, I didn't like it. So I blocked him. Because what I'll do is I'll start to respond like, you son of a bitch. How much work you got right now? Are you seeing a prophet sitting on a couch typing on your little keyboard? But then I say, Joe, they don't deserve a response from you. Matter of fact, treat them like Mr. Anderson in The Matrix. You don't have a mouth no more. You're banned. Now you can't comment anymore. Brian. My God, how many Brians do I know? Talking about, can I come paint a couple of boards on your fence? Well, why not? You've already given me half of what I would do that job for. Yeah, man. Somebody had commented when I was talking about that. They said, oh, I did a job for free for a guy one time, and he lit out to be the best customer I ever had. Man, I'm not trying to hear it. Yeah, I understand. Nothing you could do could ever be right. J Smooth Construction Solutions. Now, that's a good one. Cyanide Cookie says, backbones don't pay the bills. Shit, my back is hurting so bad. So bad. I wish I could live stream from the job. I really do. Even though, I mean, I'm doing that right now. I'm talking about live streaming, doing the work. But, I would probably be too wrapped up in the live stream when I got to be wrapped up in this. Kay says, bro, that old man wanted to give you $5 for the fence gate. Yeah, he was a son of a bitch for that, you know. And I knew that that would play well. I kind of considered, I don't know why I tried to tie the two of these things together, but if you look at the most popular thing taking place on social media right now, it's exposing churches for not giving baby formula. That chick who did that over on TikTok. And I was like, you know, this should win right here. We got a government shutdown, tariffs, and freaking inflation. And here's an old man. I mean, he must have thought today was the Boston Tea Party. Here's this old man who must think it's freaking, you know, celebrate Prohibition Month or some shit. Trying to give me $10 and acting like that was too much to paint some boards on your fence. You can't even buy a paintbrush for $10. Not at Lowe's or Home Depot. Vape says, is it vape? Get some of the meta glasses. You can do the video of these moments. Oh my God, man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what you just reminded me of. It was yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was in my local Lowe's. You know, here we go. We got a truck about to hit my truck, trying to get down this busy street. And I'm about to have a 60-foot boom sitting all out in the middle of the road today. Yo, I was thinking about the meta glasses yesterday morning when I was in my local Lowe's. Now, I spent so much time in Lowe's that I actually named the Joe Does Stuff Facebook group after that, Leaving from Lowe's. I had to take a piss so bad, so I go into my local Lowe's. Now, mind you, my local Lowe's is the most, I can't even believe it's still open. I mean, it is in the heartland of the slums. It's just Project Central up in there. So I had to take a piss really bad when I go up in there. I go in there. I go into the bathroom. The bathroom is, hey, it's popping. You got everybody in there either taking a shit or shooting dope. And then you got this dude playing with his hair in the mirror, twisting his hair in the mirror, wearing an all red jumpsuit, like a tracksuit. And he's on the phone as gay as all gay can get out. And I'm like, yo, this gay dude is hanging out in the back. So I'm trying to take a piss, and I'm immediately breaking out into a cold sweat, having stage fright, because I'm like, yo, I'm back in prison. Son of a bitch. This is exactly what prison was like. You was either in the shit or shitting or shooting dope, and then you got the gay dude playing with their hair in the mirror in Lowe's. Why don't I got the metas? So, some kind of a way, I muster up the courage to be able to piss, because I had to piss so bad. So I leave, but he left before me. And I didn't know. I could hear the door opening and closing. I was hoping he was gone, but he must have left just before I did. Because when I came out the bathroom, I saw this bitch switching down the aisles. I'm talking about, I ain't never seen more hip movement, more gyration in the hip movement. Like, you couldn't have wrote gay in a freaking flashing neon sign on this man's back. I mean, that's basically what he had going on. Oh my God, now we've got the massive landscape crew coming down here with the reef on the hood of the truck. Oh, I know you ain't about to pull up in front of where we at. No, sir. Yeah, it's a busy Friday down here today. So that happened, right? I was like, damn, I need the metas on, man, because you can't make this type of shit up. Dudes go to Lowe's just to hang out in the bathrooms. Yo, man, like that shit was like, hey, why go to the club? The smell of dookie is like a freaking a buck in the woods scratching his horns on the tree type mating call. You got the flatulence up in the back. Hey, you call me. You call my name. Hey, somebody call for me. This bitch was like Peaches and Delicious mixed with a times 12. Turns out he worked in there. Freaking worked in there. I wouldn't ask Buddy for nothing. You can't help me. Can I help you? Fuck yeah, you can get the beep away from me. So anyways, that took place. I was thinking about the metas, right? So then I was walking to the front of the store, and I seen the most, just cracked out son of a bitch walking toward me, looking like he just shit his pants. So that was ironic too, because I just came out the bathroom. And I'm like, yo, whose crew is this dude on? What paint crew is this guy working on? And all I could think about, and then mind you, I forgot about this. I had to go buy the harness yesterday for the lift, because you got to have a harness. So I got to go buy the harness. Tell me why Lowe's says that the harness is located on aisle 99, bay 99. I'm like, yo, where the frick is this at? So I'm in the safety department. There's a big ladder that leads up to the top, and I can see what looks to be the harnesses. But there's a bunch of different harnesses, the cheap ones and the expensive ones, so I can't tell which one is which. So you got a couple of employees in there who ain't trying to be bothered, and you can tell that they ain't gonna be no freaking help. So I go over to customer service, and Man, bless her freaking heart. There's a lady who works in there. She's a manager, and I've dealt with her before. She's very nice. Man, I'm not making fun of this lady at all, but she is the biggest woman that I've ever seen working. Okay, because the only thing that happens after her is bedridden. Her freaking ass, and this is no exaggeration, is as wide as my entire truck cab. I mean, this shit is almost mutated. She's so big. But here's the crazy thing. She's not even all that fat. It's just her ass is like a freaking, her ass is every bit of 4 feet wide. And I'm like, man, I got to ask this lady about this harness. And I do. And guess where it's at? It's on the top, up that ladder. She's trying to walk up this ladder. She got to walk up this bitch sideways. I am in a cold sweat. I'm like, yo, why didn't I just go get this shit? This is terrible right here. So yeah, when you say the meta glasses, yeah, they probably would serve me pretty well. All right. Anyways, I read a comment that said, why are we not at work yet when whatever time it is? My guy should be pulling up any minute. Russell said it's 8:50 a.m. Why isn't that being put to work yet? LOL. Well, one, this is a very loud piece of equipment that I do not like to crank up before 9 a.m. Not to mention, we usually don't start until 9 a.m. And I'm really trying to not be a nuisance with this. Every time this piece of equipment moves, it beeps loud as shit. And we had some neighbors walking by yesterday who were visibly frustrated at the fact that we had this piece of equipment out there. Like the man had the hand gestures. And then the woman was like covering her ears because of the beeping. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. We're going to get a complaint out here. The police going to show up. And then I'm really going to need the meta glasses on. Russell says free rentals, buy and return when you're done. Oh, yeah, that 40-foot ladder's going back. I spent $660 on that. That thing's going back. Billy Bob says, I hated that shit when I was locked up. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know why the bathroom is the club. Like, dudes will go in there, just the whole conversation. You cutting hair in the bathroom. Look, I get we trying to be on the low with it, but this ain't the club, man. I'm not trying to get my hair cut smelling straight shit. Like, nah, ain't trying to do all that. All right, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all taking the time to rock with me on this. I probably will not have a video today. I don't have time to get that thing edited. We're going to put in a full day out here. You guys wish us luck. Say a little prayer for us that we can reach everywhere that we need to reach safely with as little swaying as possible. Hopefully we get to spray in some of this thing today. And hopefully by Sunday, we've got this one wrapped up. We've got rain coming next week. I want to get back on the interior job. This is great and all. I mean, we look good doing this. But there's nothing about this type of work that's, like, easy. This is hard to reach. And I made a statement yesterday. I said there's no good way to do this. Because you're either going to do this the hardest possible way, which is trying to move ladders around and ladder jacks and walk boards. Forget all that. Or you're going to do this the expensive way. And that's the way that we've chosen to go. But hopefully we're able to get this done, make some money off of this job, move on, maybe even line up some more work. And in some kind of a way, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be working as much as possible, being on the job as much as possible, and also doing the video work. So that's why you're seeing me live stream more, because I want to keep the content going. And some kind of way I'm trying to do both. Hey, look, you guys have a great one. Thank y'all for taking the time. I hope your Friday goes well. And maybe I'll get a chance to stream over the weekend. That would be cool, too. You guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. And until next time, peace.